Poisonrana.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Poisonrana Live. You found us in whatever podcast app you're choosing to use, and we are
live on youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Hello, YouTube room. How are we doing?
I'm really live in the BDE.
Yeah, you're here in
Return.
person.
Look, I've seen some changes. You got a fireplace or something over here?
I've got a fireplace now.
Got some title belts?
I've got Triple H's title belt.
You got the Undisputed. You got
Yeah.
an NXT.
Yeah.
You got the AEW still here.
Yeah.
There's a Jimmy Hart LJN.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
At least it's not Hulk Hogan. He's
Big
okay.
Tom was just like, I think to Graham, he's like,
Yeah,
I know you love Jimmy Hart. Here you go. I was like, oh, okay.
So I'm over here. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's us hanging out. We're going to be talking about some wrestling today, and hit that subscribe wherever you are, all the listeners out there. But yeah, I'm here today. I decided to come over, record this show. We're going to try to keep it tight. We're going to go maybe to an hour or something. And then
I worry when we say that.
Right.
I worry.
Is that like when we used to go out and be like, oh, just not a crazy night tonight, and then we're at like after at like 5 in the morning? Yeah.
All in Texas. I remember we were going to find somewhere to record.
Right.
And you said to the boys like, oh, we'll probably only go like half an hour. And I like gave a look. It was like, maybe an hour. There's a lot to talk about.
Fair enough.
2 hours later, they're sat on the couch and they're like, oh, did you not do anything? No, we've been waiting for you. Oh, okay.
We felt bad, but also
I didn't. I was like, you're surrounded by bars. There's karaoke.
There was literally country karaoke in that casino.
Just sat on a couch.
Because we went to that after for a little while. Then we went out.
Like, like an obedient puppy.
Well, I'm here today because we're going to talk. We're going to try to keep it tight because then later today at around 4:00 for our patrons, we're going to record Best Match Ever 2025 Part 2.
Yeah.
So we're going to be counting down the top matches. We have released Part 1 on the Patreon. I think I'm going to be nice and put Part 1 out for free tonight on this very free feed. So get your whistle wet with Part 1 of Best Match Ever. And then, yes, Part 2 will be available later tonight for all patrons as well. Once we were done recording, I'm going to put that up. And yeah, we've been counting down. Part 1 was really fun. We talked about matches 10-6 and then how our year was. And then we also maybe talked a little bit about worst matches.
Yeah. Went over a bit of 2024 as well. We kind of had a look back at our top 10 from 2024. And then in part 2, we're going to talk about the entire list. We had a lot of matches on our short list, so we can give a bit of a full breakdown. We'll talk about some honorable mentions. I see Jamie in the chat said, loved your first BME 2025 show. Thank you very much,
Thank you, Jamie.
And if you are a patron, if you are around this afternoon, if you're not watching the football and you want to check in, we will be posting the link so you can actually join us live for part 2 and maybe join in the discussion, throw in some matches maybe we haven't talked about or some moments from 2025 you loved.
Yes, absolutely. So we got 2 shows today, and Best Match Ever Part 2 will be available live today, but then also the audio and video will be up for all patrons later tonight. So hey, if you like free stuff, check out Part 1. And if you like what you hear, go check it out. It's $5 to become a friend, a whole month's access on the Patreon. You get that show plus all the other shows that we've done, all the retro movie reviews, and so much more. And I know once we get past tomorrow, which we are joining live, I'm here in the BDE live, but tomorrow morning, we're going to both be in the post office live with John Pollock, Wei Ting over in the Post Wrestling Cafe.
Yeah, if you're a Post Wrestling Cafe member, 11 a.m. live, we'll be doing our best and worst of 2025. And then once we finish that, on January the 12th, 2026 officially starts.
Right. Then we've
wrapped up 2025. We can move on.
Yeah. We'll get back to normal. We'll do a What's Next, I think.
The What's Next coming up this week. We are finally getting around to Sean Calhoun's Next Up Yours, which is Ready Player One.
Nice. I've never seen this movie.
Spielberg film.
Okay.
I've never seen, but I did read the book in the summer and quite enjoyed the book. So quite curious to see how that is. And then we'll be having, a classic Royal Rumble. I think we're talking about doing 2016, right?
This is 2016. That's 10 years ago when AJ Styles debuted, and that was the only Rumble I've attended live. So I've always wanted to go back and rewatch this and talk about it. So it will be our Rumble throwback this month. So we'll probably do that the week of the Royal Rumble as well. And then, I know I've been talking to our friend Eric Marcotte about doing a Tanahashi show down the line. So whether or not we squeeze that in January or take a breather and maybe do that in February or something, but definitely looking forward to that. Like, we like to, praise wrestlers when they retire and this and that. And I feel like it was just a little too busy with the best and worst of it, holidays and stuff, and Wrestle Kingdom and everything. And I mean, I'm still buzzing from that match that last week. So it makes me, I've been holding off. Part of me is like, we do so much podcasting and watching old wrestling that I don't necessarily throw on old wrestling randomly, because I do that a lot in my week anyways. So I've been holding off because I'm like, I want to watch some of the old Okada Tanahashi matches and stuff. So we'll plan a big show for a best match ever Tanahashi, I think.
We'll be continuing our Cena show. If we have time to fit one in this month, we might maybe double up in February. I think we might need a little breather from the Never Seen 17 before we continue that little project as well. And it looks like I will be attending Saturday night's main event.
Nice.
So that weekend, whether we do something in person on the Sunday, whether I do a little kind of road diary on the Saturday right after the event, we'll get something up there from Montreal.
And I know I said to you, like, I'm not that interested in going to Monday Night Raw when they come. Are you going to be back in Toronto?
I'll be back, yeah.
Because I feel like the day of, if we try to get tickets that are hopefully a little cheaper.
I'm looking right now for SNME, and the cheapest upstairs is like $80.
Okay,
which I'm okay with. And if Raw is similar, I'll probably go to Raw. And
anyone in Toronto area, our friends Boris that we've had on the show many times, A+ Wrestling, he's going to be doing a little pre-Raw hangout at the Bottom Line, which is pretty much like 2 minutes from.
It's a great bar. It's really close. If you are maybe like a tourist coming into Toronto to watch Monday Night Raw, it's right by the Hockey Hall of Fame as well.
True.
So you could, make a day of it, go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, come along to the Bottom Line, have some drinks with your A+ Productions friends, your Poisonrana pals, your post-wrestling pals and all that, and then head to Raw at the Scotiabank.
I feel like I'll change my mind. It'll be you that is like, nah, we're going to Raw. But like, all right, because we've done that before. I'm like, I don't really even watch the show at home. But when it's like, if we go together, and like, I remember the last one was probably where Pollock. We had the night out weekend at Pollock's, where we
that was fun.
kind of got a little silly.
I find as well when I'm like sat here just looking at the
venue is literally outside the window right here where we're
like I had like at work yesterday. You've got we're in Toronto. The Leafs are a big deal here, and then but you've got a lot of NFL fans here, and it's playoffs.
Right.
So there were some big games yesterday, and as a bartender, I'm fighting with people because some people are like, why do we have the sound for like this Green Bay game and Chicago? We're Toronto. We should have the sound on for the Leafs. And it's like going back and forth. Other people go, it's playoffs. It's more important, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And the Leafs were 4-0 up going into the third. I'm switching over to the football now.
Yeah.
Like the football had 2 periods of the Leafs with sound. I'm now switching. This guy's kicking off. And I'm like, dude, if you really wanted to see it with sound, it's down the road.
Right.
You can go like buy a ticket and go to see it.
Well, Leafs are really expensive.
I know, but still, fuck off. Like if you want the sound that badly, you're crying. It's early in the season. They're 4-0 up. Like, fuck off.
Well,
like,
I'm just happy you had the sound on for the Wrestle Kingdom Rambo last week.
Oh, yeah.
At like 3 a.m.
My front runner for worst match of the year 2026. And remind me that was a fucking horrible match.
I bet you there'll be something worse by the end of the year next year.
Well, it's remembering as well. Maybe the Rambo will do well and just we'll forget.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So like tomorrow we will be joining John Away, best and worst of show, and then we're going to be recording a bunch today, but then I'm going to hang out. We're going to hang out in the BD and maybe help each other create our lists because we have not finished them, and we're recording tomorrow. So we got to watch a lot of bad stuff.
Not started them.
Don't tell John. John could be listening. He probably hasn't started his either. So.
You know what, though? Our best match ever project does help inform a lot of choices.
Yeah,
for our best and worst.
And on the best match ever, we talk about other stuff from the year as well. So it kind of does re-jog my memory a little bit. So let us know, what are some of the worst stuff from this year? I know the categories are up in the Post Wrestling Cafe as well, but usually around the same ones and stuff. But there was some other, I think Way added in, I always like to bring up like best TV episode. And Way brings it in this year, and now I'm like, I don't know what episode comes to mind.
So hot, like it's my default is anything from like mid-November onwards, but that's just because my memory is that far. Because
I feel like there was that Winter is Coming show that was really good that we watched recently.
Yeah, there was a specific Continental Classic episode with like, was it Pac Okada and then Mox and Mascara Dorada or something like that? Yeah. It was a really strong episode. Whichever episode that was.
There was like, you know, best pay-per-view, worst pay-per-view, best TV show, best character, worst character. Those some of the similar ones. So
I love the, like, you know, John and Way, they're fathers now, they're respected journalists. I love how it's not like worst wrestler anymore. They're like, no, we're insulting the character, not the person. That's the character's the worst.
The character is the worst. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, they're too nice now.
Too nice.
They used to be insane.
You come to us for the vitriol, right? Like
Poisonrana for a reason, right? Yeah, the Post Wrestling, they're way too nice lately. They're with their kids. Wait till the kids are like a little older, maybe, then they'll be back to being grumpy.
Yeah.
You should have seen the stuff that used to come out of their mouths.
Oh, yeah.
Hear the stuff, I guess. But yeah. We are excited for that show. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. And then, kind of business as usual. But check out our Patreon again if you haven't already. $5. If you listen to part 1 of Best Match Ever, you'll have to finish to know what part 2 is. And you'll get to hear the intro is up for free. If you want a sneak peek right now, you can listen to the intro that you put together. That's already on the Patreon.
Nice.
Sometimes it gives you snippets of shows and everything. But check out the shows if you haven't already. But also, hey, free stuff. We understand times are hard. The world's fucking crazy right now, and sometimes wrestling is the one escape, or sports, or whatever it is that you do. As long as you're not hurting nobody, then it's okay. And we're here for you to entertain you and talk about the graps and whatever else to keep us sane, I guess, in these crazy times. So anyone out there, sending you peace and love, because every day I'm like someone who likes to watch the news and look at the news, and lately, boy, this week I just feel sad. So peace and love, everybody. It seems
that more and more. Just be kind to each other. Yeah. Jake with a great shout. Thank you. Dynamite in Mexico. That was a great episode.
That was a fantastic. That's on my bucket list for wrestling. I just need to do Arena Mexico. And I'm like, I've done all the hallowed grounds, but I would love to do that. I'm trying to think of other things that we got going on. If you are in the Toronto area, we mentioned the RAW. We will be there at Bottom Line. But if you're in Toronto and you want to rumble, young man rumble, well, you can join us for our Royal Rumble Toronto watch party Saturday, January 31st, because it's in Saudi. It starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will be at the Well. The bar is called National, which is a new venue for us. And we're very excited. It's a schnazzy place. It looks very nice. Very swanky.
Yeah, super excited for this. It is a new venue for us, which we're really excited about. It's a pretty cool place as well, and especially with this being a WWE show where you might have a lot of downtime between matches. Well, you can go to the arcade. Yeah, you can play a bunch of arcade games if you want to stay on after. There's bowling here. It's a pretty cool spot, and I know also like around that area, I believe parking is a little easier. There's a few different places you can park around there if you're driving. Obviously, don't recommend drink and driving.
Of course not.
If you are from out of town, there are some options there. But yeah, this is going to be super fun. We've got a lot of great prizes. We're going to be bringing back the Rumble pools and our classic jerseys we're giving away, and Austin vests and cash prizes as well. I believe National are going to provide us with some things as well. And we even have randomly 2 tickets to give away to Steve Aoki.
Let's just go. Don't give him away. Let's just go to Steve Aoki. Get pie. Is it cake in the face? Isn't that his thing?
I have no idea.
You don't even know who that is.
I know who he is. I wouldn't be able to tell you any of his songs or anything.
It's the dude who throws cake at you.
Yeah.
He goes on stage and then he has like all these cakes.
Gotcha.
And then he throws it into the crowd. But
so yeah, tickets are moving pretty fast for this. So if you do want to go, just go to poisonrana.ca is the easiest way to find it. The link is right at the top. And will take you. It's $12 to get you entry. We'll have obviously the sound on, multiple TVs. You'll be able to see wherever you sit. Raw Rumble pools, lots of prizes, and drink specials as well. I know National are providing us with a great pitcher and either like wings or pizza for a pretty reasonable price in this day and age as well.
They got like really good Toronto local beers here, like a lot of the nicer beers on tap, plus like a really nice looking menu and kitchen. So it's a bit of an upgrade for us with this. Like Royal Rumble is usually the most busiest event that we've done because I feel like it's the most. I mean, Netflix and everything. What was it last year and the year before? That Rumble is significantly higher views than a lot of the other shows that they put out. I just think non-wrestling fans, the casual fans, jump in. And when we do a party, like to have a Royal Rumble party, like people bring their friends and it gets crazy and wild. So we like to do the Rumble pools and all that, and it gets awesome. So this is a little bit of a bigger venue than our normal at your Gabby's because we can fit a lot more people, and we're looking to have a big party. So
we want to pack it.
Yeah, and like you said,
we got to outdraw the WNBA. I mean, come on.
They've been having
they're
fun.
pretty new, and they're like, hey, we've been starting doing these watch parties. The WNBA is doing weird. I mean, come on, we got to outdraw the WNBA.
Shout out Toronto Tempo. What do you mean? Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a big success, and I feel like already tickets are moving, and we've only had it up for a day or two because people have been asking us. And if you're listening in the part of our Poisonrana Toronto wrestling community, thank you so much. And we are really proud of all the events that we did in 2025. We've done the Chamber pre-show with our boy Ivan singing. We got to do that as soon as they announce another big show in Toronto. I'd say in 2026, like we got to do another big event. But yes, first one in 2026 at the National in the Well, downtown Toronto. Poisonrana.ca for all the links. I know we're gonna have some big Rumble pools. I'm gonna win. Is it okay if I win our own Rumble pool? I guess not, but I want to win the money.
It's always awkward when that happens, right? And it has happened.
It didn't happen? Yeah, it did
It's happened. It happened when I've run the squares for the NFL as well. And there's like no way you can cheat, but it's like,
you didn't know that.
So what is it? This team is on 12 points. This is on this. And
right.
I won $400. Like,
shucks. Look at that. Yeah. Well, hopefully I win. I'm going to have to reach out to our friends at Demand Lucha because they always like to give us some tickets as well. And they're our favorite, indie wrestling in the city and stuff like that. And
love those guys.
We love all the Toronto wrestling people. The community here is really strong, whether it's Demand, Northern Crown, all the wrestling indie stuff and people. But we just like to have fun. At the Poisonrana parties is where it's at. So we will see you at the Rumble.
Yep.
Very excited.
Best place for all this information, poisonrana.ca. And you know what? That also sends a link to our Patreon, which if you haven't subscribed already, why not? I know times are tough, but it's only $5 and gets you access to like almost 1,000 shows now at this point.
Yeah.
We've been doing this a long, long time. And some of these shows are timeless. Shows like Freddie Got Fingered and WCW Fall Brawl 93 or
Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
GoldenEye. We've reviewed some crazy wrestling and some crazy movies, so it's all in there. $5 to become a friend, and it supports 2 independent podcasters. Appreciate you wherever you are.
Well, shall we get into some wrestling?
Yeah, I got a question for you off the bat here.
Okay.
You're talking about the Royal Rumble. Who's your pick? Who's winning the Rumble? Today is January 11th, meaning we got, 20-something days.
Okay, well, I think like my answer will be tied to our first topic today.
Right.
So I think let's talk about the main from SmackDown this week.
Okay.
And then I think we can just go into let's start building our WrestleMania cards and our Rumble predictions based on everything we've seen so far. Because I feel like after SmackDown, I feel pieces are starting to be shifted into position a little bit.
Like, I feel like SmackDown Berlin busted up this WrestleMania, or at least right now, making people's brains think like, oh, wait, maybe they're going to go in a completely different direction. So,
yes, Drew McIntyre on SmackDown in Berlin. I think this is only the second time in Europe that the WWE Championship has changed, right? We had AJ beating Jinder in Manchester.
Wow.
And I think this is the only time since then that the WWE title has changed place, like outside North America.
In Berlin, in the Uber Arena. We walked by there when we were in Berlin. Fantastic city. But yeah, shocking here. Like, I feel like Cody Rhodes won the WWE title, SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
The second run from John Cena. And I could be wrong, and I don't have the stats open, but has he only defended this title against Drew?
It certainly feels that way, yeah. Definitely feels that way. I think this was the right move. I think, especially for Drew, this was really needed for him to win this thing. And I think it's made things very interesting. I think we kind of fell into the habit in WWE, and obviously the Roman reign, like they had this planned out to be this epic long reign, but there were points along the way where if this was a title reign where Roman had only held it for like 4 months or whatever, I think you'd have strapped Sammy at Elimination Chamber in Montreal, right? Like that was the time where everything, like it was lightning in a bottle at that moment. And you could have done like Sammy holds it. He could have dropped it like Foley, like 3 weeks later or whatever. But I think that moment was so big, but you weren't going to disrupt this epic 4-year reign of Roman Reigns for that. I think now we've had, this is Cody's second reign. I think he's established as the guy. He's kind of established as the new Cena. And we've been seeing in Our Champ is Here, like not every Cena reign is year-long reign. And we've been in the habit the last few years where titles only really change at Mania or SummerSlam. So I really like this. I think it was much needed for Drew, who has been in this position so many times. I think he's busted his ass for the last couple of years in this company. I think his character's been one of the most interesting. I wouldn't say this feud has been the most interesting. It has felt dragged out.
Yeah.
But I think this title win was really needed.
I think my only problem is this should have happened how many matches have they fought? How many rematches? Like, I think it's Saturday night's main event, the first one. Yeah. It should have happened then.
Yeah.
And that's what we were calling for to happen. Like, it would be really refreshing and came out of nowhere, where it was not the best program, to be completely honest. And I'm happy they finally went with this direction, and hopefully it's a good reset, because I think just as a viewer, they dropped the ball on Drew in the past little while. Like, since the Punk feud, like, he made the Punk feud. He was feuding with a guy who was injured. Like, he did all the legwork. They had the Hell in a Cell match, and Punk got all the praise, and then this guy's just sent to the cooler until now.
It's a thankless job, isn't it? And it's kind of the role we saw people in like 10 plus years ago when The Rock was coming back all the time and that kind of thing, where you see these people who do all the work all year long, and then like last Mania, he was stuck in a like nothing match with Damian Priest, who also felt like a spare part. And it's like anything he's put in, he's been great. And it's like, I'll be the challenger of the month anytime that isn't WrestleMania. Like, I think this was much deserved.
Oh, much deserved. And then to do this in Berlin, and then the next night he's got a show in Scotland. So he comes out. I was so worried that I was gonna read, he dropped the belt back to Cody in Scotland. But like, super big move. And this might like change WrestleMania plans and this and that, but I kind of hope they get back on track to where he was as that character in the CM Punk feud, because I think that was some of the best work he's ever done, whether it's not using like Twitter and like, I don't know, just he's really good at that. He's really hilarious on his social media. But then like when he's talked in interviews, I can't remember if it's like Logan Paul's podcast or stuff, like he almost like kind of talks quasi in character a bit, like, you know what I mean? And like the one guy who can say the shit he says, when I hear it from him, I'm like, like, is he my favorite? No, but when I hear him talk shit, I'm like, he always loves to be like, look, I walk through an airport, you're gonna know who the WWE champion is. I'm like, and now he is the WWE champion.
You have this beautiful thing in wrestling where like you can say genuinely how you feel. Like, we all have frustrations in our work. Like, like just before going to air, I'm bitching about my boss to you. And I'm like, if this was a world where it's fictionalized and I could just say everything I really feel about my workplace and be like, oh, I'm in character, brother.
Joking.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think Drew, I think that's how he is so authentic, because I think he believes majority of the stuff he's saying. And yes, the screwed out title wins is kayfabe, but the person, Drew Galloway, is like, man, like I've been busting my ass and I'm always at this point and I've got to give away to Roman or I've got to give away to Cody or whoever. And I thought great move, and it makes things really interesting moving to the Rumble. And I actually thought, you know, I quite enjoyed the presentation of the match. I like that they dedicated the whole last hour to it. I thought they did a really good job in selling 3 Stages of Hell as like WWE's ultimate like feud ender, big match. I mean, yes, we have. They're not counting the NXT ones, which were never actually branded as 3 Stages of Hell, but making it sound like, you know, we've only had 7 of these matches in WWE history, and I thought they did a good job. And I really once we got to the kind of Falls Count Anywhere match, I was getting quite into it, and I thought we say this a lot, there are boundaries in WWE and there's only so far you can go. And there's stuff like visually, I'm watching this cage match and I'm like, man, I wish this mat was white and stained with blood rather than blue with Minute Maid orange juice on the mat. You know, there's that kind of stuff that visually can take me out. But I thought they went about as far as you're going to go in TV WWE.
I think looking at it on paper, them promoting like, look, we've only think of Austin and Triple H and the 3 Stages of Hell. And then it's like a normal match, a Falls Count Anywhere match, and a cage match. It's like, okay, well, could have maybe I get it, because you start kind of at the pace.
Well, I think as well, and I think Drew somewhat hit on this. It's like, he did more so the week before. Like, I want to prove in a straight up wrestling match that I'm better than you.
And he beat it. Well, he cheated, but he pinned him. But
what I didn't like was the promo before, when he's like holding the watch and saying, you know, if you get DQ'd, all I need is one more win. I didn't feel that felt really like the character of Drew. I thought he should be more like, I'm going to prove I'm the better wrestler, and then I'm going to beat the fuck out of you.
See, like, okay, I thought the match was pretty fun. Cody Rhodes jumping off the guardrail, looing so fun. I don't know why it's so funny to me. I had to rewind that.
He's got that Cena thing about him when he does a jump, which is the like arms like spread wide,
Lady Gaga. Remember Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl?
Yes, exactly.
She jumps like
Yeah, it reminds me of a flying squirrel. You know, like when they're like spread.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
walk into a room and your cat thinks she's up to something. It's like and it's like he just falls gracefully. I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of love it. But like the match itself was maybe a bit better than what I was expecting. But to go off of what you said about like Drew saying, "Oh, I'm going to get DQ'd," he wins by rolling out of the ring. He won the belt by not pinning the champion. So like, I guess you're going to go back to this, but then they did announce that they're not going to go right away. I don't think
they'll go back to it.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
We don't have the rematch clause in WWE anymore. I love that, like Cody cutter off the cage. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I haven't really looked much at the reaction. I'm sure there are people maybe critical about the finish because, you know, interference, sliding out the door. I, however, liked it because I think it just opened up all these possibilities. Not only will we have a Cody and Jacob Fatu match, but we've got a Jacob Fatu Drew match already set up from this. And I think it kind of works the hypocrite character for Drew, that it's a bloodline member helped him win inadvertently, but helped him win the title, and he won by crawling out the door.
Yeah.
You know, it just adds to how hypocritical Drew McIntyre is. So personally, I quite liked it.
Like, I know what you mean because he's the heel and he is known for being a bit of a hypocrite and a dickhead in this role. And I think he is good at it. So it did make me go, oh, after like all that, you just rolled out of the ring. Like, I think that's such a stupid stipulation, but like that it's happened for years.
Protects Cody as well.
Yeah, I guess it kind of protects him.
It's like he's been cheated out of it. He hasn't like been pinned.
Either way, like I was pleasantly surprised with some of the stuff in the match because again, Cody and Drew, like they are at the top of their game in WWE for a reason. So I thought the match did get me get my attention, but then the finish did make me kind of roll. No, as soon as Fatu showed up, I rolled my eyes of like, oh yes, of course it's WWE Smackdown. We can, and they're like, oh, he hasn't been on TV in so long. I'm like, probably the last, like, I didn't remember that. Right?
So in real life, he went off for like dental surgery,
okay.
I believe, but they wrote him out by being attacked, mystery attacker, assumed it was Drew because Drew and Fatu were going to have a number one contenders match for Cody.
Got you.
And when he got taken out, Drew just got the match.
Yeah.
So you assume it was Drew who took him out. The fact he goes after Cody as well, is that a hint that maybe Cody took him out?
No, you wouldn't do it. Big. Okay, we're gonna get a heel Cody, but I don't know if it's like this WrestleMania season, if you know what I mean. Like this. Okay, Drew winning, I think, is a thumbs up from both of us because it's like that's something refreshing, and we're big Cody fans, but like we were kind of, I think, just last week, like, oh, what are they gonna do with WrestleMania? Where do you go with Punk? Where do you go with Cody? What do we do with Roman? And like now, this kind of, again, recording this January 11th, a whole lot could happen in a week, in 2 weeks, Rumble, Chamber, whatever, up to WrestleMania. But if you were to look at right now, like where are we going with this? Where are we going with WrestleMania? What matches are we going to do? Is the Royal Rumble winner going to face Drew? Is Drew going to be champion all the way till WrestleMania? Is Cody going to somehow pit stop, have a feud with Fatu, I'm sure, but then somehow get back to Roman and do a non-title third match, which I don't really know about that. But then, like, it opens up other stuff. Could Cody then go fight Punk? Like, this kind of is a refresh, especially going into the Royal Rumble, that, like, I think they've booked properly with, like, making people think and making you want to watch that show.
Okay, this is what I would do. And this is what I think the direction they could go. So we had announced also on SmackDown that Saturday night's main event is going to be a fatal four-way number one contenders match.
That's the one you're going to.
That's the one I'm going to. And we've got on SmackDown coming up Randy Orton versus The Miz, Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams, Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. So 4 of them will be in the Saturday night's main event. I think Sami obviously is a clear contender, being in Montreal, and him stating that he wants to be WWE champion. I think Randy Orton, obviously, over The Miz. Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams is an interesting one because Cardona had the segment with Cody being like, I'm back and I'm coming for that, pointing at the title. Trick Williams has just been called up and has been fantastic.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. I definitely want to talk about him.
So who do you go with that, Cardona or Trick?
Trick, 100%.
Yep. I would personally. Just it's interesting that you've got both of them against each other where they're both fresh characters. I would
totally, like, I think Cardona's role is to be the guy to help the younger people, you know, to maybe lose. He's a reputable name that can help give some rub and shine to someone who gets the win over him. So,
and then you've got Priest versus Solo. I'm leaning to Priest, but could Solo be a pin eater? Solo has the history with Sami as well.
Yeah, I think Sami versus Drew at the Rumble makes sense. Yeah. But then that takes away people's hopes and dreams of seeing Sami win the Rumble to then go face someone for.
Now, this is what I would do.
Okay,
I would have Sami versus Drew at the Rumble,
right,
for the WWE Championship. There was a story they were telling, I don't know if it was a year ago or maybe even more, where Sami Zayn has never beaten Drew McIntyre.
Right.
You got to heat up that story again, right? So I would have Sami lose to Drew at Rumble, and then you've been like, oh, it's Sami is 0-9 against Drew or whatever it is. Then have a big beatdown after the match, and then I'd have Sami win the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's in Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't hold it off for him to win Chamber. I think then you've got him being like, no, I've got to beat Drew.
Right.
And kind of similar to Gunther J last year, just with better wrestler.
Yeah.
And I'd have him, lose the title match, win the Rumble as a bit of a shock because no one will think he's going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then you'd have Sami crowned as champion at Mania.
It would be great. It's just, would they hold off on Sami winning the belt for Saudi next year? You know what I mean? Like him winning the Rumble in Saudi would be great.
I agree, but I look at like what happened to Kevin Owens this year, and Adam Cole and people, where you go, there's only so much time you can hold off, and I think having Montreal and then Saudi, you're going to have these like red hot crowds
for Sammy especially,
and I think it will reinvigorate that interest in him, and I think that will carry out to the other arenas on the road to WrestleMania. Yes, like Sammy winning the title in Saudi Arabia next year would be cool. I just don't know if you want to hold off that long anymore. And I felt Sammy's mission statement on the first SmackDown of the year felt more like, come on, guys, we're now properly doing the story. I ain't doing the IC title. I ain't doing the US. I'm going for the title.
Is it almost year. Is the character of Sami Zayn the boy who cried wolf at this point?
Well, it could be if he doesn't win this
right?
Year, right?
Like he already is, because he's tried a few times. But like obviously Sammy winning would be a big deal. I feel like they need creative for us, especially. We thought like the creative was lacking this year, and I feel like if you need some. Okay, I'm not gonna compare like Sami Zayn and Bryan Danielson, but you need like that underdog movement type story that's going to help carry him through this.
It's one of the easiest stories and the most authentic stories to get behind, right. I think.
I would really like to see Sammy not let alone win a Royal Rumble, but go on to a world title match at WrestleMania. That would be awesome. He is one of the guys that is like every time he's on a show, whether it's doing comedy, doing anything, like the last few years, he's proved he's more than a good hand. Like he's one of the more interesting things that people just seem to really
since the Johnny Knoxville match. I think
ever since been the guy, like been a draw for just like the fans that go. And I think of like the whole Bloodline WrestleMania 40 before that, like where wrestling, it seemed like WWE was getting really, really hot again. He was one of the big parts of like why the Bloodline I'd say got as popular as it did. So I don't know. Like I would like them to. I feel like they've reheated Sammy's nachos a few times, and it's like if they do it now, like fucking do it, and then see what happens. You literally give it to other people, just do it and see like what could happen.
And I think like having Drew as champion makes that more possible.
I almost like I like that. Yeah, is that the match, Drew and Sammy?
I think so.
For WrestleMania. Is that the main event?
I think it's Rumble and Mania. Yeah.
Yeah. You think you're seeing it at the Rumble first?
Yeah.
Because he's gonna win this 4-way or
yeah.
Right. So that would make the most sense, especially with Saturday night's main event and the Rumble. That's a big match in Saudi. Sammy versus Drew. Right. Yeah. So he could just win it.
It feels less than though, right?
Yeah. I don't think that would be the best idea, but yeah. Let's say Drew is the champion. Let's say Sammy doesn't.
Let's write these down. Let's lock in these cards here.
Sami Zayn doesn't win it, but then like you got Roman Reigns. He could take back that belt from Drew. Then we're doing the whole thing over again with Cody. I don't really like that. I don't want Cody Roman 3. At least right now. I don't need to see that. We did it already. Like
I agree. I do think that's where we're going
though. This year?
Yeah.
For a non-title or for a title?
Non-title.
Oh. I feel like that just makes it like so what they're just fighting to
well, I think they're one apiece and they're like proving who's the best. It's like we tried to get along this past year. We teamed up a couple of times, didn't work out.
Right.
Like title or not, like who is the 1A in this company? I feel is what they'll tell.
I don't know, maybe I'm minority. I don't really care to see that, but
I agree. I think it's a bit too early. But I think there's an element of them wanting to establish these two as like Rock and Austin of this generation and tell a similar story to that. Rather than they tried it with Brock and Roman and just that was rejected every time. I think there are more interesting things. Like, could you have Cody win the Rumble again? I mean, he's won it twice, right? But either Cody win the Rumble or Cody win Chamber to challenge Punk is a direction you could do. And, now you can have a bit of brand swapping around. Cody versus Punk would be a big match.
Cody versus Punk, I think, is the biggest thing you could do, like possibly. And like, speaking of, hey, do things while you can, because you might not be able to, like, I think Punk versus Cody should be this year, but like I don't like maybe Cody's like, fuck it, I'm done with the WWE title. I'll go get this. What is this one? World Heavyweight? Yeah, sure. I'll have that.
You know what I think we'll get though instead? Punk versus Jericho.
Punk versus Jericho?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Really?
Yeah.
They did that at WrestleMania.
They've done that at WrestleMania, but I think I think some of the, especially the build to WrestleMania, it's the feuds, it's the angle, it's the promos, and I think there's a lot of juice. There's a lot of more new story. You know, I don't think these two will be shy of referring to their pasts in other places. You know, and I think Jericho returning, you're going to want to give him a big match. And if Cody is tied up with Roman, I think that, you know, there's been talks of LA Knight getting a big push soon, but I don't know if you're going to have, you know, if you're doing Drew and Sammy, I don't know if you're doing Punk and LA Knight. I just think both of them together feel lesser than title matches.
Yeah.
As much as I'd like to see Sammy and Drew and that kind of thing, and Punk versus LA, but I think star power wise, they might want to boost that world heavyweight title.
Well, what if you do Punk Roman, like the one-on-one for
Punk
one
Roman?
of the belts? Cody could be in a Drew Sami Zayn triple threat.
Cody, Drew, Sammy. Yeah, you could do that.
What about Braun winning the Royal Rumble and facing Cody, or like assuming Punk keeps the title?
Well, Cody's not champ.
Sorry.
Facing Punk?
Braun versus Punk again.
Punk
I know
too.
we just did it at Raw, but like
That's a possibility,
right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think you do Punk Roman because just going off of War Games, like they were like cool with each other at the end of the match, whereas Roman and, I mean, not that you can't write that there's conflict between them, but I think Seth will be back in time, so I think you do Seth Braun
Seth Braun
at Mania,
right. Yeah,
and then what do you do with the women?
Okay, what's the thing with Stephanie Vicaire? Is she actually hurt, or is this storyline? Right, this is storyline.
Yeah, it was
not
kind of
taken
weird.
away. I know that guy holding her hand was really excited though. Did you see that guy?
Yeah, it was a weird thing. I do see them strapping Raquel.
I think the WrestleMania match is Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vicaire.
Okay,
Like, that's a big one. Or Io versus Vicaire one more time, like on a bigger stage. There's anyone. Stephanie is the big thing, I would say, is a big match we haven't seen at a WrestleMania yet. So that's kind of the draw there. And as much as I loved the triple threat match that we had this year, like, would you want Stephanie in a big singles match? And like, if not Rhea, if not Io, then who? Bianca, Charlotte?
I would personally, I wonder if they've got the temptation to do Judgment Day stuff though, because you got Raquel, who's kind of a bit more isolated, a bit more on her own. Right. They've built her up pretty strong recently. I don't know if the temptation is just to go, you know, Stephanie's great, but the English isn't there.
Right.
And I don't know how interesting her actual stories have been. Like, I love Stephanie in ring, but
yeah,
I think maybe to lean more to the soap opera, they might want to do the fracturing of the Judgment Day and do Liv versus Raquel, and possibly even Liv to win the Rumble.
True. Yeah, I think Liv should be in a bigger spot. Like, she is a character that's like really popular with this whole Judgment Day stuff. But yeah, and there's still like there's two titles, and they have the tag titles that they've been messing around with too. So you could easily keep Io and Rhea together as a tag team to face two other like hot acts.
That might be there.
Vicaire and someone else there,
or unless you do Io versus Rhea at Mania, like, is that soon to do?
Like, okay, well, yeah, they're the champions now, right? They just won it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, in between now and Mania, they break up, and Rhea finally snaps, like, "No, I have to beat you."
Rhea should be the heel.
Yeah,
against Io.
Oh, 100%.
And I think Io is popular enough now where you could turn Rhea.
Yeah. People would still cheer Rhea.
Oh,
She's gonna be the cool heel, right? But like, the story would be, I guess, interesting that way. Or you keep them as a team, and then you find partner for for Vicaire.
Yep.
To like have an epic like tag team match at WrestleMania. But
I would hope Bianca's coming back soon, and Bianca is a surprise return at the Rumble to win and face Jade. I think makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. What about Gunther? Brock.
Yeah,
I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Because then Brock's going to retire, I'm assuming, in SummerSlam in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Brock Gunther, unless you do that at SummerSlam, you hold that off for, the career killer.
But then what's Gunther's WrestleMania?
Gunther and Braun.
True.
Gunther and
Seth, though.
Obafemi.
Right. Oh, there's some new people brought in here. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, think a few months from now. I find it's not a great time to bring people in. This is like Stranger Things in the last season being like, hey, the finale's coming up. Let's say that's WrestleMania. Here's all these new things we're going to throw at you. It's like, well, wait, I want to finish Sammy's story. I want to finish this story. As much as I was like, oh, Trick Williams sounding good. I'm like, wait, there's a whole lot of other things we didn't go back to.
I would normally agree, but I think last year's creative was so stale. Like, there's so many acts that I don't give a fuck about. Like I don't give a fuck about the Wyatt Six versus the MFTs. I don't give a fuck about anything to do with Solo Sikoa. Like, everything's been so stale the last year. And I think to kind of tell that story similar to WrestleMania 21, where, okay, they're not necessarily in your title matches, but you've got your Obafemis, your Trick Williams, your Jordan Graces, your Javon Evans, who are like really shaking things up and trying to break through. And I think Mania, it's always good to have first-time matches that feel special as well. And especially in the case like an Oba, it could really like put the rocket on him.
Maybe it's Drew versus Oba.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Oba wins the Rumble. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're like, Sami Zayn. No, we got this guy. It's like I don't know.
The thing I felt so far in 2026, especially with SmackDown, with moving to 3 hours, which, yes, it still feels long, but already these first 2 episodes of the year, in my opinion, have been so much better than anything they were putting on last year.
Yeah.
And I felt like the fact we're having this conversation about all the different options, I love that. I love when you're looking at different possibilities and different routes they can go. And I think creatively it feels like it's had a little bit of a fire lit under it the last couple of weeks. The problem is we always see they get fatigue and just they'll have these spurts of it being creatively interesting and then they'll revert back to the normal tropes. But right now I've enjoyed the influx of people and just it SmackDown especially needed a shake-up for sure.
I really, we've been doing Up Next and covering NXT for a long time, so we usually get like first snapshots of people before they show up on main roster and other people and then become stars. I mean, me and you've been doing the Obafemi walk for years, and now I see so many memes about it. I'm like, that's pretty funny because like we've watched that happen. But Trick Williams, I think we were maybe negative on his in-ring, especially towards the start. We were at the beginning like, who is this guy? What are they doing with this? And then the confidence and charisma shined through that. We're like, this guy could talk for a living on WWE and get away with not even wrestling. And him coming out, was it with the Sami Zayn stuff last week or whatever, was really good. But then interrupting Randy Orton is like Trick must be high up on someone's list, because that is a crazy like second week to just show up and interrupt Randy Orton. And in one of like blink and you miss it moments, did you see how he smacked that microphone? Oh my God. This is definitely going to be on a Botchamania in the future. This was so funny. And Trick could hang. He could handle it. So he smacks Randy Orton at the end of this thing before he gets RKO'd and then the Miz shows up. He smacks the microphone out of Randy's hand. Unfortunately for Trick, when he smacks Randy's hand, the microphone goes fucking flying into the crowd, and you see the shock and like he is terrified, and you see his eyes follow it, and you see him go, oh, and he just goes, shit. And then looks back at Randy, and he's trying not to die laughing. So he's like SNL that, like trying not to laugh. And Randy like clocks that, and then Randy says something and then like makes a joke about it. And then afterwards, when the segment's done, points a Trick like, hey, I think I kind of like you. And that's when I was like, dude, you just accidentally hit I don't know. I tried looking it up to see if someone's like, hey, I was the fan or whatever.
Sean Khan gave him a free t-shirt or something.
So getting like, I just thought he could hang on the microphone right away, that it's like, whoa, like I think this guy will get really over quickly. You know how WWE audiences are. Wait, you have catchphrases?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a theme song that we can go whoop that trick to? Yeah, give him the belt. Like, that's how WWE works, unfortunately.
I mean,
but, like,
it is interesting both times. Like, people know who he is. They're doing the whoop that trick already. It does sound weird not having the Booker ad-libs. But yeah, I think he's made a great impression so far. And putting him up against someone like Rey Fenix, it allows him to have a good match. And we said he kind of wrestles to the level of the person he's against a lot of the time. So I think having him in there with your Rey Fenix, it looks like there might be a little Sami Zayn match in there as well, is a good thing for him. And yeah, like I see him as a top star in this company.
I do. Like, I do think if everything goes well, like, this guy just can get over with the gift of gab, let alone, like, wrestling comes secondary in WWE. Like, you need a character and a look, and you need to know how to talk, and he does all those things. So I do think he could be. He just looks like he fits in on SmackDown right away. So it was really cool to see him in a segment with Randy and stuff. But I don't necessarily see him beating Sami Zayn for that. That's not for that slot, right?
No, but they'll possibly be in the match to get in the 4-way together.
Trick will be.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, he could be. So what if Ilya wins this thing then? We could do Drew and Ilya.
I mean, that's another.
And hold off on Sammy, and then Sammy wins the Rumble.
You're gonna want Sammy in the match out at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. So Sammy
it's Ilya v Sammy in the qualifier.
Oh, interesting.
Which is, I mean, you can then go back to a rubber match between the two down the line, because obviously Ilya won the US title from Sammy.
What about Ilya Drew WrestleMania?
Ilya
Gunther WrestleMania.
Ilya Gunther.
What is Ilya dropping the title to Melo, which was an awesome match? Like, that was, to me, was like, oh, what are they doing with him then?
Well, Ilya kind of said this week, like, I've got other focuses now.
Yeah.
Like, alluding to the WWE Championship. Ilya, I mean, they're different brands right now. That's not saying you can't move things around, but Gunther, like, he's just beaten Cena. Gunther needs a big match.
I feel like he needs like a huge, big. I feel like he would be in the title picture, really. Like, how I would book him to win the Rumble.
Gunther Punk again.
I would, and then I'd have him beat him, man. I was a little let down with their last time match. I feel like maybe I'm on my own there, but I was maybe expecting something a bit better. And
it was a bit too much Punk selling in that one.
He was just like old, broken down Punk, and then he got cashed in on by not injured Seth Rollins. It was just like, I just didn't click for me. But I'm hoping that Gunther is put in a bigger position, because he retired Cena. He should be in the main event.
He should be
in the main event of night one, at least, like one of the nights. So night two, fuck it, I don't know. But
they're going to AJ Gunther already. Like, not to say you won't redo that, but that's an option. AJ and Gunther, like,
that'd be a sick match too.
I mean, I put it out there, Jericho and Punk, but like, let's say Jericho is coming in. What other options are there?
See, Jericho, to me, I feel like, we're going to get him at the Rumble. I feel like he's a shoo-in for like the big surprise. And then, I don't know, like, does he do a WrestleMania tour? Does he do like a whole lead up to WrestleMania to have a match? Or does he go to like a TNA or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he'll have a big WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Maybe a TNA thing down the line, but it's a waste.
He's coming in.
It's a waste to have him come in to go to TNA.
Like, look at his social media. Dude, like, got in shape. So.
100. Well, they're doing what they did with Cody, where they're dropping catchphrases and things on commentary, and Adam Pearce says who's going to break the walls down, and they're doing all those teases.
So, best match ever, Chris Jericho?
I mean, Jericho Trick is something you could do. Maybe.
Jericho and Trick together would be sick.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like,
I would like to see Jericho have a stable in WWE.
Yeah.
I know we've seen him have 3 fucking stables in AEW.
Yeah, but it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Like, there's something fresh about doing it in WWE. And
all right, who's a stable? Trick? It doesn't make any sense. But
Jericho, Trick.
That's terrible, but just bear with us.
I'd put a woman in there as well. Like,
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, okay, he usually likes a one single star, sometimes 2.
A tag team.
And then a tag team, right? Like, we don't even fucking have tag teams in WWE right now.
Yeah.
So
Fraxium, just have them be really fucking obnoxious.
No, he needs like a muscle. He needs like Obafemi and Chris Jericho.
Okay, so it'll be Jericho, Fraxium, Jasper Troy.
Oh no. Now you're going off. No. I don't know.
I forgot to mention it on an Up Next, but how can I fucking take Jasper Troy seriously? It's bad enough he's got that awful gear and the chains, but then I see his like Marvel superhero boxes
like Walmart
poking out. I'm like, fuck off with this shit.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
Don't put him with Jericho, but let us know who
Jericho, Trick, Mello, and Lash Legend.
What a team! What a team that would be. But I don't know. I feel like
Jericho for the culture, right?
He is. I feel like Jericho does kind of want that like retirement run, and I guess we're gonna get that in WWE, right? But he could also get by doing stables and stuff like that, as he did in AEW. But I don't know. He has been the guy of reinventing himself. There was the stink in AEW, and we've seen, I don't know how many times now, where someone who is not working in AEW comes over here and is instantly the hot new toy in WWE. And I completely seen that happen with Jericho.
Oh,
like that's totally what's going to happen. Yeah. So I'm for it because his last stuff in AEW wasn't necessarily great, but
it wasn't great, and it was just fatigue. Like it was just dominating too much
TV time.
It's like, you know, Jericho like helped start AEW. Like you needed that centerpiece star. He was that, and everyone else, like it got to the point where he wasn't needed anymore, and that's fine. Like
absolutely.
Whereas I think he will freshen things up in WWE.
I think you bring him in and there's enough nostalgia. Like he still is a draw. Even here in Canada, we always say like when he was put on some shows, people are showing up for him and stuff. So I'm down to see it, and hopefully it's good. But I would put him with a stable. I just can't necessarily put none of the options we've said sound like those would be it. But
yeah, you want like
Fraxium. No, I mean, want like who else likes like rock and roll? Damian Priest, but he's not like a young and up and coming guy.
You want muscle, you want a tag team, you want a young singles star and a woman, I'd say.
Right.
So like you do like him, Ricky Saints.
I don't know. God.
Honk and Tonk.
Yeah, like NXT guys, not really any there that would fit that vibe. I don't think, but
we'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think he'll get a big reaction at the Royal Rumble for sure.
Jordynne Grace officially now on SmackDown. Looks like she's going to be she's feuding with Jade Cargill. Is that a TV match? Is that a Saturday night's main event match? Is it a Rumble match?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And I think Jordynne Grace could teach Jade a few things or two when it comes to the squared circle. But I don't know if her time right away, but like I would love to see Jordynne Grace as a WWE Women's Champ in 2026. It might not be in 2026, but I think it will happen one day because like when the bell rings, she is just awesome. And if anyone could throw Jade around, it could be her. But Jade, I just don't. It doesn't do anything for me. I think she looks like this superstar, and then she talks and wrestles, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I don't know. They've tried a few things. She's champion. Right?
I don't mind her talking. Like
I used to like her talking.
I like her attitude and stuff. I agree. In ring, we haven't really seen any progression really, which is a shame. Jordynne Grace is an interesting one because I love her wrestling. I don't necessarily think Jordynne Grace versus Jade Cargill is going to be something that's really going to show off what Jordynne Grace is capable of. I mean, yeah, you can do the spot of her
big spot,
lifting her up and stuff like that. Unfortunately, just Jordynne Grace's promos, she just sounds so unenthusiastic all the time when she's talking.
Right.
And that's something that, you know, you have Trick Williams come out who looks like $1 million and is just so snappy with his dialogue and all that. It's Jordynne Grace isn't jumping off the screen when she's in these backstage segments, but her wrestling is. But you need her against the right people to really showcase that.
Put her in Jericho's group.
Yeah, like she could be the muscle.
Yeah,
like Marina Shafir style.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could work. Like she is someone I kind of like. I've always been a big Jordynne Grace fan. Like since Indies or when I was covering TNA during the pandemic and that kind of thing. She's fantastic, but I don't know what her ceiling is in WWE.
Yeah, I've always to see the evolution of Jordan Grace is incredible, and it's so cool to see her in WWE. Like I've watched her wrestle in front of 5 people. Sometimes there's like some shows she always worked the Ontario indie circuit when she was really, really young, and it's incredible to see her finally make it. Like that was her goal in like WWE and stuff. So I have no doubt that she will be a champion. It's just right now like going right away to Jade is like, oh, okay. Meaning she's not going to win, but at least it gives some credibility to her and Jade. If like Jade is the one to beat her pretty quickly or whatever. But I see it down the line. I think my one gripe of Jordan Grace is, the promo stuff, especially since coming into WWE, the character is you're just the muscle girl with glasses now. And it's like, well, we need to, tell us who you are a little bit, maybe. Yeah. But I'm not sure. But when the wrestling speaks for itself, because she could run laps around some of the dudes 100%. Like she's awesome. So
we had Melo defend against Shinsuke Nakamura. This is the reason why Nakamura could not be at Tanahashi's retirement. He had to have that backstage segment with Tama Tonga that led to nowhere. Then this US title open challenge.
Okay, was it Alvarez? I think was saying that like it looks like allegedly wink that they purposely booked him to be in this 20-second backstage promo so that he fucking couldn't go to Japan. Like I totally believe that because this company still is just not great. Yeah. As much as we're spending time talking about it, like WWE also doesn't do it for me because I hate how fucking greasy and snaky and slimy that this company can be. You know what I mean? Yeah. In many ways, more than one. And if there's any merit to that, like it crossed my mind when they aired that. I saw it on social media. Like, look, Nakamura's on SmackDown. I was like, when was the last time he was on SmackDown? And they flew you in to do this 20-second thing. And he posted on thing like, sorry, I couldn't make it in time. Meaning like he probably looked at flights and went, like there is no possibility of me flying in because I had to go to work. Now there is that side. Well, it's your fucking job and you work there. So they are allowed to do that. However, like it looks like
haven't used him for so long.
It looks like they did ask like New Japan, Tanahashi, they said he was not allowed. Yeah. They asked for him to be there. And he wasn't allowed. So what does that tell you? Yeah. That like they didn't allow, like you couldn't allow him you didn't just allow him to show up. Yeah. Really? Like, come on.
I did. Now I haven't seen anything on Twitter, but like, because the camera wasn't great, but I noticed when he was on the apron on his entrance before he like hit his pose. Yeah. I think he did the Tanahashi
the ace,
the
pose almost
thing,
like a loser sign.
But like camera didn't quite catch it. But he sort of paused before he did his regular pose, and I think he did that, but I didn't see anything drawn to it. But yeah, I'm enjoying these open challenges on SmackDown. I'm happy for Melo, and I think it's all starting to click. And as much as people like hated Melo Don't Miz, I do think it kind of helped get him over a bit. Like recently, him bitching out the Miz has got pretty big reactions. And I thought Melo coming out for his entrance, like people seem to now be excited about him. He's got that swag back, just seeing him with the gold. And he should do the thing again where I'm the A champion, like that sort of thing. Right.
No, he is great with this.
Do you see him holding this through to Mania? And what's Melo's opponent?
Yeah, true. Like I would like to continue. Whoever is this champion should just do open challenges. Yeah, like, that's just the way it should be. But I like the fact that he does this. I don't know, like line him up a big match for the Rumble, maybe, or I guess he's going to be in the Rumble too. But
I see this being the ladder match, the US title.
True. Yeah,
and especially with the open challenge format, it's like you have all these people who want to challenge. And, but the other thing is, and you're going to roll your eyes, but I think Tama Tonga is going to be in this division as well, US title. Right. And I think that was maybe why the thing with Nakamura happened. He's been like, he had a couple of things, I think, with Ilya or Sammy. And then Tama Tonga was the one who actually won the match in the Wyatt 6 match. He was the one that got the finish and the pin. Okay. So I wonder if he's going to be a challenger for Melo down the line, but maybe possibly just a 6-man ladder match, and that's where you could have Melo, Ilya, Johnny Gargano, Tama Tonga, Nakamura,
Trick.
Yeah,
like there's
possibly.
bunch of options when it's multi-men in that ladder. But yeah, I like Carmelo and finally getting some shine with that title and stuff. And like you said, the first few episodes of the new year is like in a nice direction. I think people were like, oh no, 3-hour Smackdowns. But then it's like, wait, it's because like, look, the main event got time, like a pay-per-view. Like, you know, like we're treating it a little bit better. Again, it's only literally 2 weeks in, not even. And it's like, okay, let's see if they can kind of keep that up. Because I didn't mind from what I watched. Like I liked the trick stuff with Randy, and then I liked some of the wrestling as well. So if they can keep that up,
it just feels fresh again.
Yeah. I guess Drew winning the title is like a new reset, but it does, going into Rumble, make you think like, who is going to win the Rumble? What are some of the matches like we were discussing? Like, it makes you think, where are they going to go with some of these things? And like, it does feel a bit, you said like bringing new people in, but if you're going to go to like Cody Roman or like a Punk Seth, which I don't think they would do, but like there's still some of these other pieces that I'm like, we've seen this, or like, don't know if we should go that way. And I feel like there might be some mixed matches. Like
you always get that like odds and ends.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Like missing pieces, missing parts that are like, oh, we got to do something with this. So we'll see. There's so much time, but Rumble always the most exciting because it's like, who's going to win? We always psych ourselves up. Like, is Jericho going to come out in the Rumble? Is Steve Blackman going to show up in the Rumble? Is Bob Holly going to show up? I would lose it. But
all of them.
Yeah, book it.
Anything else on WWE? Before we move on,
I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, so is Saturday night's main event before the Rumble, obviously.
Week before.
So you're going to be at that one. And then there'll be the Rumble. We're going to be watching that for sure. We'll be doing a show the following Sunday in the afternoon. So catch us here, of course, after the Rumble, because we'll be talking about it. Yeah, it's always exciting with the Rumble and everything. But other surprises you see?
I don't think so. I think like now their roster is so huge,
so big.
And I think whereas back in the past they relied on legends, you know, to get that novelty pop, I think now they just use that with NXT. So I think you'll get Jericho. I think you'll get maybe Ricky Saints in the Rumble this year. Mansoor.
Is he a Saudi legend when they do
true.
that?
Oh yeah, true. I could see like an NXT star like Ricky Saints in the Rumble.
Sure.
I don't think you're gonna get your Boogeymans and your Hurricanes and God.
Boogeyman would be a good year because of Timothy Chalamet shouting him out. Did you see that?
Right. Yeah.
This would be the year.
Yeah.
Boogeyman's price went up. If I was Boogeyman and I saw that, I'd be like, yeah, I charge more now.
But again, we say this every year. Like, let's not rely on the typical surprises. Like let's dig deep. Let's get your Steve Blackmans, your Hardcore Hollies, they won't ever do your Headbanger Mosh. Like,
yeah, maybe those guys, but
all those shitty ones.
I would like to see. I want more of like older characters, but I just don't. They don't necessarily do that a whole lot. But I mean, Jericho, it would be a big, that'd be a big news.
Like
thing.
it used to be, they did that because they didn't have the roster.
Yeah.
Right.
And now
like
3 shows
the names we've mentioned already on this show.
Yeah, there's like 3 shows worth of people that they booked.
Yeah.
But then there's also the women's, right?
Yep.
Like, so similar thing. Like, don't know if you split Io and Rhea right away, but either of them winning could be a big thing. Liv, I think maybe the big. Who won last year? Charlotte.
My money's on Liv or Bianca this year would be my pick.
Right. Yeah.
Shall we switch gears to AEW?
Yes, let's talk a little bit of AEW before we get on out of here. I watched AEW Dynamite this week. I thought it was really cool whenever Shelton Benjamin is on TV in 2026 and in a title match nonetheless. Or is this an eliminator? John Moxley, Shelton Benjamin, first time ever this was, I believe. This was great. Shelton Benjamin, I loved watching him. I always go back to 2005 being my favorite year of wrestling. And then I watch him here. I'm like, man, you're like 20 years later, 21 years later, and you're still so good. Like, how have you never won a bigger title kind of thing, right?
It's crazy. Like he was always one of those people that a lot of people are championing for breaking through.
Yeah.
Give him a belt, give him a run. And then, left the company, went and did New Japan and
Ring
stuff.
of Honor,
Came back, and remember I think it was when SmackDown Live started.
That's right.
The draft, and he got brought in and was like, oh, that's interesting. And I remember thinking back then, maybe we're a bit past Shelton Benjamin, and they very much treated him like that. He came in as a veteran to do the job to people, and then Hurt Business was a cool thing, but it was pandemic and never really like it had its legs cut from underneath it. And we all thought he was kind of done. Like we liked Shelton, but like not particularly excited to see him in matches. And this AEW run has completely rejuvenated him, where I feel he's like star-wise feels on the level of Bobby Lashley in AEW.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Rather than being like, it's Bobby as the guy and Shelton as the minion.
I'm way more interested in watching a Shelton Benjamin match
me
than
too.
a Bobby Lashley match. Like, if anything, Bobby, like, okay, he's the muscle and the bigger guy. Like, he's still good to have.
Yeah.
And as a unit together. But for me personally, is more Shelton. And
Yep.
seeing him here, the match with Moxley was great. Like, there was like good wrestling, and Moxley's obviously been on this bit of a tear here. So this is good collision here of no pun intended there on Dynamite, but like where they kind of are right now. And then on top, a bit of a cherry on top was JR being brought out for commentary, who like has so much history with Shelton Benjamin, the Minnesota stretching crew, and like the stuff with Brock and all that stuff. So I thought he brought some flair, like, hey, I know who I'm talking about here because I know a lot about him. So I actually thought,
you can tell when JR.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, this show was the first time, like, JR, I mean, you know, he's a legend. He's definitely past it.
Of course.
I feel at this point, it's like, it's not like he's out there to do play-by-play, right?
He's just there.
He's just there, and it's nice, whatever. But this was the first time I really felt, oh, JR hasn't been watching.
Right.
You know when Jerry Lawler would always come on Raw and be like, you haven't watched this at all. You don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about. I really felt on this show was JR had not been following Dynamite for a while. And you've got your old, I know who Shelton Benjamin is. And then, of course, Sammy Guevara reminds him of Eddie Guerrero. Like, it's everyone else was like, he didn't know if people were a good guy, a bad guy, like whatever. But
it's like again, blessed, Jim Ross.
Yeah.
It's like he is the voice of wrestling to a lot of people, and a lot of us growing up. It's kind of like whenever I see the video of the meme of who is it, the Four Seasons.
Frankie Valli.
If you've seen this video, I've brought references before where Frankie Valli's still fucking touring and playing casino shows and stuff. When it's basically this guy is rolled out on stage and is lip syncing while we have other singers doing it. Yeah. But it's like, look, it's Frankie Valli and we're going to sing his songs. It's kind of like, hey, look, it's JR, but we're going to do the commentary. JR, you just say a few. Yeah. Eddie Guerrero. Yeah. Football. Yeah.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Yeah. But like, it's JR. So, bless him, but
there was almost the thing in the Sammy Guevara match where JR's talking like Sammy Guevara of 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
And they don't say it.
He still thinks it's 2019.
Yeah, probably. They don't say it, but almost in the tone of voice from the others, it's like, yeah, well, Sammy's kind of shit. I'm not really focused on anymore. Like, he's just here. Yeah, he's buried on Ring of Honor most of the time.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a young Eddie Guerrero. Of course he does. Of course he does. He's a little bit Latin and like, sure. Like, he's Eddie.
Oh, he does a suplex?
Oh, it's just like Eddie Guerrero.
Which,
to be fair, Bandito Sammy was a pretty fun match.
It was. I think Sammy, it is kind of unfortunate. If you think back to AEW when Sammy was one of the newer guys, like first episode, Jericho, right? The group and stuff like that too. But I feel like, he's kind of the same person.
He's immature. That's what I always feel.
In the same segment, you went from Bandito to Sammy. Now, it was a fun match. Didn't get to some of the levels of the Bandito in 2025 and that we've had. But then think, you have Bandito who wins the match on Sammy Guevara. MJF then comes out.
Yeah.
And you just see Jobber Sammy laid out. And then the evolution, looks like MJF ate that old MJF. And Sammy looks exactly the same. They were
equals essentially at one point. I remember a hell of a Dynamite match they both had once. But Sammy, I just find he hasn't evolved at all. I find him just immature. He in this match, he's going, fuck you. And it's, I know people get away with F-bombs in AEW, but it also depends on who you are in the context. A cold match against Bandito. Yeah. Sorry, Sammy, you haven't earned dropping an F-bomb on TV. You're not in a blood feud main event
cage
selling
match.
a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a random match announced an hour ago.
I think he's good still. It's just
he's good in ring, but like all his posing and taunting is just like, I don't know. It just hasn't grown. It's very basic heel shit. Oh, I'm the best. Look at me. Hey.
Yeah, it's very bro-y, basic cookie cutter stuff. Whereas, like I've said, MJF, there's like layers to this evil bastard of a character that we've seen and looks night and day from if you like Dynamite #1 at Sammy and an MJF, and then look at this week, it's like, oh my God, like MJF is the guy, the star, the champion, and Sammy is like, okay, hasn't really done anything. He's had some good matches here and there. There's Jericho stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily say the Jericho thing helped him propel to the status. And I say he reminds me of since I saw him day one, like he looks the same. He had a mustache like Marty Supreme, but that was about it. Like I don't see the big
bulked up at all.
Hasn't not saying like but like
look,
nothing. Like literally the exact same. And Dynamite has now been going 6+ years. It's like, oh, you're still doing that kind of thing. And I don't know. Like other people know how to go and keep doing. And if Jericho taught you anything, and reinvent yourself, dude. And a mustache isn't necessarily. And it's the shirts. Like I'm in a hoodie. I'm not the most fashionable guy, but I can tell when a shirt is from Temu, and I can tell when a shirt is from an actual store. Yeah. And his shirts look like they're $1 from these sites. It's like, okay. I don't really buy that character, but I love Bandito. I liked the stuff with MJF afterwards. So you had that guy,
John Cruz, Serpentico.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, that's what he looks like.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Hey, shout out Shot in the Dark, because he used to be on AEW Dark both as Serpentico and John Cruz.
Oh my God.
Like he'd wrestle twice a night a lot of the time on those shows.
I had no idea.
But yeah, that act works. I love that MJF sort of once a year has this luchador feud where he's just really fucking offensive and, you know, cheap heat, like, but it works with him. And I thought this was pretty fun. And I thought made Bandito look good. I like the whole, you know, kick to the balls, take the ring, and then Bandito takes it back. I like Bandito. He's got to get rid of the 21 plex. It sucks. Yeah. Watching, like, MJF was stood, like, crouched over, holding the ropes for like 20 seconds before the 21 plex was hit on him. It takes me out of it. Yeah. And I think he's such a good wrestler. I think his knee looks cool. That move takes me out of it. And I can't buy him as the top guy.
He definitely needs a newer, like everyone does a German suplex, and it's not necessarily looks like it's a move that keeps you down.
How about you stay there for 30 seconds and I'll flip on your back before delivering a German.
All his other moves look like they're the finishing move.
Exactly.
And then he does that, and it's kind of like, oh, like the X-knee is the finishing move, really. Yeah. But it's the setup to the German, so it's kind of weird.
It's odd.
I completely agree. I'm really excited for that match.
Yeah, should be good.
That should be awesome. Like, I don't know if you checked out MJF Mystico. Because
I watched it the other day.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Like, that is a perfect match. Like it's so good. So I feel like we're gonna get same vibes. Yeah, is it rehashing MJF ripping out a luchador's mask? Maybe, but there's probably a lot of people who didn't watch Mystico MJF, and if you're gonna watch it on TV next week, I'm assuming he rips at this.
But it also works for MJF because he's one of these people who's like, fuck all this luchador bullshit. Yeah. Like, I go there and I'm a bigger star than all of your luchadors. So fuck your tradition. Like, it works for his character to do that.
I am a big MJF fan, and I feel like everything with this run is going in the right direction of him continuously. Like, he's a tough one because people like him, and the part of the shtick is you want to be hating on him, but then he makes you fucking laugh and he roasts people. And the one thing I think is a gripe is no one can ever get him back. It's like he is saying some crazy shit to people and then they don't win the match against him. So it's kind of like, is he being borderline racist? And then the luchador doesn't beat him. So I mean, in the Mystico case, like, he didn't walk out champ, but
they're heating up Brody King as well. Like, Brody King, that he's been saying, like, hey, Bandito, when you win the title, like, brother, I'm going after you. Yeah. I don't see Bandito winning the title, but do you see either Brody versus Bandito for the ROH title, or Brody as, you know, you've got a lot of time to fill before the next pay-per-view. So you can do these like lesser than title matches for MJF, whether that's Grand Slam or something. Could you see a Brody MJF match?
Yeah, I would like that as well. Like, he is someone, like, as much as we love Brodito, I like the fact that we didn't just do a big split up and everything. I mean, not yet, we still could, but them as boys are great. Brody King is someone who's definitely, like, you know, everything he's been put in is kind of shining through, and I think he's had a really good year. But I would like to see MJF, Brody King. MJF, like we said, there's a few months in between these pay-per-views that there's going to have to do like this Maximum Carnage. You're going to have to build some other weekly things up to have that. And having MJF as champion, maybe that was a reason why, of like, well, this guy sells programs on TV. Like, promos help sell matches and make them seem bigger. So having MJF do these mini feuds helps. I'm looking forward to this next week is Maximum Carnage, which is a fantastic Spider-Man game from what, SNES?
Okay.
Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. But then you got MJF versus Bandito. You got the return of Kenny Omega.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's to challenge MJF. But then is that a TV match? Like, what? That should be Vancouver.
Yeah.
Or wait a second. We forgot someone else also re-debuted. One of your favorites, Andrade, coming back.
Yep.
You could have Andrade take out Kenny again.
Well, I think they'll get back to that feud.
Yeah.
We got Pac versus Darby Allin as well, which like their last match was my match.
Yeah, that was really
gear,
good.
I think. And then Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander versus Triangle of Madness.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is looking like a pretty solid show next week. And I'm sure some of those matches will get some time. But I do imagine if it's not Andrade, someone else gets in Kenny Omega's way. And that's what's like the direction that we go to. So
I would say we've dropped the ball a bit with Hangman Swerve and Joe. I think that was a real casualty of MJF. Like, I just rewatched Texas Death.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, how did you drop the ball with Hangman? Like reaction when he wins that title. And I wonder where you're going with those three, because I think all three feel kind of cold right now.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think this tag team of Swerve and Hangman feels like it should. Swerve was taken out by the Death Riders, but he's come back to fight off the Ops.
The new Death Riders.
I really like Will Hobbs, but the threat of Will Hobbs and Hook doesn't feel worthy of, you know, these two former like blood feud rivals to team up together. Like it's not clicking quite like it would. And I didn't particularly love the Lights Out match.
Yeah, no, I actually thought out of all the Lights Out matches, this was probably one that didn't necessarily hit. And it's weird because Hook is the one that cost you, and he's beating him up in this match. But I'm like, I don't think he's on the level of these guys. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I feel like it's like when we got Swerve and Hangman. I always use this analogy, but like Batman and Superman get together. And they're fighting. Hangman and Swerve fighting. And then they get together. Well, they got to fight the fucking Joker and Lex Luthor. But they're fighting Hook. They're fighting Calendar Man. It's like, yo, wait.
I know we've gone in different directions, but it feels like it should have been, you know, Claudio and Pac against these two.
Yeah.
Or like Death Riders people or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels like, you know, Mox is a babyface now. I think Death Riders are kind of, you know, Pac is very much a heel. They're kind of all over the place a bit. So Ops are just taking the role of what Death Riders are. And it's just so less than.
I don't know.
You've got those jobber cops coming out from their dojo. Like it's.
Yeah, was that the frat house? Was that Griff Garrison?
It's not working.
I feel like Hangman and Swerve. Okay, like storyline wise, Hangman should be fucking cheesed that Hook cost him this belt and should have a match with Hook and like fucking kill it.
But it should have been done already.
It should have been done like last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he lost the belt, it's like, you cost me this. I want to kill you. Lights out
Hangman
match against
calling
me.
it. Yeah. And I want to, like, the things I want to do to you, Tony Khan ain't going to sanction. So this is lights out and you're dead.
But then like you get through that and then the title's moved on because MJF has now won it and stuff. So Hangman and Swerve now as boys, like, what do you do from that? So somehow keep them as a team, FTR, perhaps.
Yeah.
Like you could do a pay-per-view, at least whether or not they win that or not, but like do that. And then I don't know, like it's weird that you put them together because now what you're going to do a breakup, you're going to do another match where they have to face each other where it's not for the AEW title. Would it make sense at this point?
And they feel so far away from FTR at the moment
right now.
Whether next week they're like, I don't know, because they're still like, what are we going to get that 3-way for a number 1 contenders match against MJF? Like,
it's weird.
I don't know. I feel they've dropped the ball a bit with these characters. And they all feel colder than they were 6 months ago.
I don't understand why we had to go to Joe via hook from Hangman to MJF. Is it because MJF has never beaten Hangman, but then MJF won the 4-way anyways, which he could have won and took the title from Hangman, being like, see, I finally did. And Hangman's story from when we eventually go back to it is you took that from me. And like, but instead it's got this weird story. And I almost think they wish they went this route, because when you do eventually go to a big Hangman MJF match down the line, he goes, hey, I beat you. And it's like, well, no, actually you never beat me.
Yeah.
Well, actually I beat Joe who beat you. It's like, wait, what? Yeah. Why is this all? What does that make sense? So I think that was a fumble with the Hangman losing to Joe via hook. It's just they didn't do anything to bounce back from it. Hook gained 0 momentum from it. It still is
just so quiet when he comes out. Like no one.
Yeah,
he's not.
Well, it's that song too.
He's not the meme wrestler he was, when he started, and there was like that ironic interest in him.
Yeah.
We're just like, okay, your capture suplex looks nice.
Yeah.
What else? He's just skinny kid.
It's weird that they don't have a pay-per-view. So the next one's March Revolution. That's
April.
far.
No. Oh, sorry. March.
Revolution and then Dynasty. Yeah. So I don't know. I would do Kenny.
It's weird when they're cramming so much together.
But then there's space.
Yeah. It's odd.
Very strange. Like I would book Kenny versus MJF in Vancouver. Like they're doing the Dynamite in Winnipeg, but you do a lead up 2 weeks before, and then they're doing a show in Edmonton, like Kenny being the Canadian star, MJF being the heel champ. Like, that is the match for Dynasty.
Yeah,
I would say. But then what's the match for Revolution? Swerve MJF?
Yeah,
or Hangman. Like he does I guess deserve a rematch there, but I don't know.
I'm sure you were happy with the return of the Young Bucks. Super kick party.
Oh yes, I did.
Tassels.
I was like, oh, good to see them back. But then it was when the match just got crazy. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I do love these guys because they were doing some crazy shit, man. Like they were like, yeah, all right, we'll pop off on Dynamite again. And this is why I like them to begin with. Okay, I actually do prefer them as heels, but they're way more. But they're always difficult because they're doing the craziest shit, and you're like, whoa, oh wait, no, fuck you, we hate you. But we love when you do these crazy moves. Where do we go with them right now? This isn't gonna help Jack Perry with just the Bucks and him, like
trios, like
true.
Like I mean, I don't know, like those titles haven't been defended for a while. Like that feels cold. You can certainly get them involved with, they've made amends with Kenny. They have to make amends with Hangman. So helping against the Ops, maybe. And
they had the Don Callis people, right?
Yes.
Jake something. Shout out Jake Doyle. Yeah. Jake something showing up now.
This group lacked members, and especially like tall guys. So I'm happy that Jake Doyle.
I mean, he
got the call.
He's fucking jacked.
Oh yeah.
So we've seen that there's this guy before in the Indies, and I always thought he was Canadian because he always wrestled up here. But we've watched this guy, and when they put him with Mark Davis right away, I was like, oh, actually, that's two scary looking dudes. Yeah. Actually, I'm kind of down for that. And they kind of teased, they attacked the Bucks after. So
that's right. Yeah.
The Don Callis family feud. Obviously, Kenny is going to be with the Bucks. Like there's this new elite with Perry, Bucks, and Kenny versus Don Callis family, the feud that never ends. So like more of that, I guess. But it's cool to see Jake something, and I think he'll gain some. I've already seen online he's gained a lot of female wrestling fans who apparently love Jake something. So cool. I mean, he's Jack. So.
I've been a fan of his.
Yeah, I know you're a fan too.
So yeah, interesting. Like just not a hire I necessarily
didn't see that
thought of. But yeah.
And then that's when Andrade came back out as well. So that does make me believe that we will go to like a Kenny Andrade.
Andrade makes sense.
Maybe again, the pay-per-view is not till March, so you're gonna do that on TV, I guess.
I mean that the Brisbane show you're going to
build
up.
Right. True. Yeah. I'm interested to see where we go with some of that stuff. We are hopefully by tonight we book our Vancouver stuff for Dynasty, because we are looking forward to going to that show. And I see someone in the chat, Jamie, saying maybe I'll see you guys there. Yes, let us know. We would love to see any West Coast peeps. We will be trekking out there in April, and it's whether we take a pit stop in Calgary for Hitman's Bar is up in the air. We want to do that, so maybe anyone out there who's got Calgary tips too, we would appreciate.
Just quickly, I'll run through briefly Collision. Not a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I told you, looked like there was this Kyle Fletcher thing, and then I actually didn't even end up watching it. So
I mean, to start with, Collision's good for wrestling. Like, if you want to watch a few more good matches in the week, Collision is there for you. But we watch a lot of wrestling, and when I start the show and we're opening with Top Flight and Scorpio Sky in the opener,
brutal.
Good wrestlers, but man, just the star power. And then it's against Yuta, Claudio, and Garcia. It's just like, man, fuck. This is what you can put that in the middle of the show. But I've always felt your opener should feel big and your closer should feel big.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever in the middle. It's just like yawn. Not a whole lot to talk about. Briscoe defended his title against Hechicero, which was pretty fun. But yes, Kyle Fletcher was backstage with Don Callis and was like, hey, I've got an issue with Okada. First he screwed over Takeshita, and then when I go for the screwdriver in the match against Mox, it wasn't there.
They referenced that.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he's
interesting.
so he screwed over both of us. And Callis just brushes it off and says, no, the only person who got screwed over was Okada, because now he's lost the Continental Championship. He's like, what I want you to focus on is the TNT Championship and getting that back, and reminds us that it's 3 apiece in his feud with Mark Briscoe.
No.
But Kyle didn't seem necessarily too interested about it either.
I couldn't see a Kyle face turn.
No, but I mean, I think you could have Kyle maybe as a bit of a tweener. And I think I could see us having the 3-way at some point. Oh my
God, that would feed families.
Whether that's for the international championship or what.
I'm in. But, I've been waiting.
Okada, Takeshita, Fletcher.
I've been waiting for Fletcher Takeshita, really. Yeah. So this is how, I think the stuff with Takeshita and Okada, when I look back, it's been some of my favorite stuff this year, because it's been teasing it. It's edging it of hey, you're going to get it. And we got it. And it was good, but the screwdriver stuff. Whereas in 2026, we're clearly going to get this match again, and on a bigger stage. In fact, maybe they drag this out to a Revolution, Dynasty, All In, who knows? But the story here is Fletcher being oh, hey, maybe I'm with my boy Takeshita. What do they call them? What is their tag team name? Proto Shida. But then he also had Proto Okada.
Yeah.
So you tease that Fletcher is no, I'm with my boy Takeshita. I'm with my boy. And then, nah, actually, I'm still with Okada. Okay. And then you kick Takeshita out, which sets up now Takeshita's got also the match with Okada and the match with Fletcher.
I like it.
And the match against Fletcher, I would be very upset if we didn't get to see that.
I like that a lot.
So, because Takeshita, this has been boiling.
Yeah.
To turn him babyface, and he's got to be one of the big projects in 2026. So
I'd really say story-wise, that's the most interesting thing coming out. We also had a video from Mercedes Moné after losing the TBS championship to Willow.
Right.
And she's basically talking about she's coming back not just for gold this time. She's coming back for more, I don't know, their souls. But
your soul is mine.
I don't know what I got from this, maybe, and I think it would be something that would be very fresh for Mercedes, which we haven't really ever seen her do. I'd like to see her do one of the death matches this year.
Ooh, okay.
And if she comes back and now she's lost her mind a bit because she's losing all these titles, and whoever it is against, whether it's Tony or Willow or Statlander or whatever, I'd like to see this build to her doing some sort of hardcore match, because we've not really ever seen Mercedes do that, and I'd be interested to see how that looks.
Her and Tony would be crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I love that Willow is champ, double champ. It's like the squad there, her, Stat, and Harley. Like I love these three together. I'm definitely looking forward to I like the three spooky chicks too. What are the toxic chicks? No. What are their name?
The
Dixie chicks? No.
Triangle of Madness?
Triangle of Madness? No, that's not their name.
Sisters of Sin and Tekla. The Toxic Sisters.
I think it is the Triangle of Madness.
Triangle of Madness.
Or was that Death Triangle?
No, they like the triangles. I like the group. I hate the promo. I like Tekla's great.
Yeah.
I love Tekla's just wild.
She's good.
And like, it's fun, like spending quite a lot of time in Austria. Like, she reminds me of some people I've met there, just like this wildness. But I don't like the deadpan Julia and Sky Blue speaking. They like, I know they're going for spooky shining twins, but it just reads as two bad actors.
It's all Tekla for me.
But Tekla's very exciting.
She looks like these crazy people, like the way she dresses, the piercings, like she just looks like she's kind of crazy.
She kind of called out, I think, Statlander on Collision. Yeah, so there's a moment with them.
Oh, nice.
I like Nigel was trying to come up with team names for Babes of Wrath and Statlander. I think what was it? He was like Saturday Nightingale Fever or stuff like that. He came up with a few which were quite funny.
The Aliens of Wrath,
the Cosmic Babes of Wrath.
The Cosmic Babes of Wrath. Okay,
one I like
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I'm interested to see this Maximum Carnage. I want to see where we go with some of these other characters, and I think going into the new year, again, it's a long time till the next pay-per-view, but looking ahead, MJF versus, I don't know, Swerve, Hangman. I don't know if they would go that direction necessarily right away, but as I said a few weeks ago, before Kenny showed up to talk to MJF, I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if somehow Kenny versus Ospreay is the main event of Wembley? And then Kenny's like, yo, I want the title. I was like, okay, let's do this. So prayer circle up for Kenny Ospreay 3 at Wembley Stadium. But I don't, MJF Ospreay is kind of good too, like the biggest bad guy versus the biggest babyface. I don't know, but Kenny Ospreay.
I prefer Kenny Ospreay.
Awesome, of course.
8 minutes to go. Bills leading by 3.
Wow.
Gonna say it here: if the Bills win the Super Bowl, we're putting out Holiday Touchdown for free for everyone, so the world can enjoy it.
Wow. Go Bills. Go Buffalo. Appreciate everyone out there. We will be taking a little break, but we are going to be recording part 2 of Best Match Ever in just a little bit.
It's 20-4 now. Let's aim for 4:30.
Sure.
Something like that. We'll get this show up for everyone. And yes, if you are a patron of us, check it out. And we'll be sending out the link if you want to join us for part 2 of Best Match Ever 2025.
Absolutely. And hey, you like free stuff. If you follow this feed by tonight, I will put up part 1 of Best Match Ever for free on the Poisonrana feed right here. And then tomorrow will be in the post office for the Post Cafe Best and Worst of. Follow the socials. If you don't, you have Instagram or Facebook, Twitter. Give us a follow at Poisonrana Pod. And if you're using Apple or Spotify, give us a nice little review. 5-star review goes a long way in wrestling. 5 stars, but give us that. It goes a long way, and we will talk to you very, very soon. We'll be back live on Tuesday as well after NXT, and we'll be back here next week as well to talk about some more wrestling. So appreciate all the postmarks and the Poison Pals out there. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe, and go Bills.
Ahoy!